has been proven that the DNA in the Americas matches no other anywhere on Earth. Now the story goes that all life started in Africa, except here on the American continent. It means that there were two different types of people. You with me so far? Okay. Now sit down and hold on, because here's where it gets scary. I hope you can handle this. Scientists are actually now going in the opposite direction. They are starting to wonder if possibly, life started here in the Americas. Wow. That should blow your mind about as much as a fucking white Jesus.
Now, let me explain to you what you have just witnessed. If you're not this far in the game yet, man, you got a ways to go. You got a long ways to go, man. Come on, man, let's catch up. Let's get the real knowledge. Come on, man, what we doing out here? What we doing out here? What we doing out here if we ain't getting this real knowledge, man? You African Americans. Come on, man. Peace to the gods and the goddesses. All praise to the Most High. Let's go. And that was just for you, TikTok. Because you won't let me go live. You geeking. And now I'm going to keep hitting you back to back. The back. The back. The back. The next one. Authentic education. Let's go.
I read this and thought it wasn't real. Louisiana governor-elect wants to withhold funds for New Orleans' decaying water infrastructure until women who seek abortions are prosecuted. I read it a few times and thought, is this one of them little onion satirical type headlines? But it's essence though. So I kept on reading. In a horrifying intersection of reproductive rights and environmental justice, Jeff Landry has urged the state to withhold funds because of his personal feelings about reproductive rights. For the people in the back, this is the reason why our country has an issue with calling out collective punishment, because it is a cornerstone of American patriotism. It's literally embedded into the social fabric of this whole country. Imagine being so lost in the sauce of pro-life that you're going to withhold water from living children because you believe the quote-unquote rights of the unborn is being denied. Then folks be like, man, how can our country support a genocide? Shh, man, listen, ask the Native Americans, ask the Hawaiians, ask the descendants of enslaved Africans, ask the Puerto Ricans. None of us is really surprised by what's going on. You see what I'm saying? This man ain't even been sworn into office yet. He already talking about inflicting collective punishment on a black city like New Orleans. See, this right here, how I know people get their eyes mixed up. People want to inflict institutional force for individualized actions, and they don't recognize the power balance. You see what I mean? I'm so annoyed I said it wrong. I'm going to say power imbalance.
There are individuals out there, are NPC soulless vibrational bots, that's just like zombie numbers in the Matrix to just keep a matrix going. And let me tell you how you can spot a NPC soulless vibrational zombie. A NPC soulless vibrational zombie, aka an organic portal, aka a sheep. You know how to spot them? Bro, they have reactions over the stuff that is not major damage to this planet, not major damage to this whole multiverse, right? Let's say, for example, right? NPC soulless vibrational bots. Let's say like an individual walks inside a house, right? Nothing is stolen, you know, but you know, everything is like, you know, it's just like trash on the ground, and it could easily be handled, like, you know, within just 5 minutes, right? NPC soulless vibrational bots will have reactions over that. But soulless vibrational NPC bots, they will never have reactions towards a evil government, courthouse, demonic Zionist, Mormon, draconian, toxic system who be screwing over these innocent, spiritually awake soul beings who have super high spiritual intelligent levels, right? These NPC bots don't have reactions toward that. These NPC soulless vibrational bots, they will never, ever dare in life. These NPC bots will never dare in life speak on serious issues that's like a damn damage to this earth, a damage to planet Sadala, planet Izodial, planet Yard Rat, and all these other type of different planets out here in this multiverse. You know, a lot of soulless vibrational bots trip over the littlest things. Soulless vibrational bots, they'll trip over a college team losing a football game. Like, you really be mad that Florida State, Ohio State, or LSU, or any college, or Dartmouth lose a football game when there's bigger stuff in existence that's not even shared on news stations, that's actually on a spiritual warfare frequency, that's something that's actually worthy to get angry about. You feel me? So that's something you need to think about, soul family. Peace out.
One thing I never understood is why the idea of magic being real is so ostracized, and it shows up all the way back in Egyptian times. We take so much from the Egyptians and give them credit for everything else except for the Egyptian Book of the Dead. The Egyptian Book of the Dead contains spells, magic, and even how to navigate the underworld. This 53-foot long document holds so much information about spells, magic, navigating the underworld, and what the Egyptians believed in to be magic. Hello everyone, welcome back to That's Insane with Aja. Today I will be going over the Egyptian Book of the Dead and how they speak about magic, spells, and how to navigate the underworld. Please remember that a new podcast episode drops right after this tonight at 6 p.m. You can find it on Spotify under That's Insane with Aja. So the Egyptian Book of the Dead is a 53-foot long scroll that contains everything that the Egyptians believed in, and it kind of reveals the ideas that they had about spells and magic. And there was even a new discovery that a pharaoh was buried with a piece of this in October 20th of this year. This loose collection of texts consists of a number of magical spells intended to assist a dead person's journey through the duat, or the underworld, and into the afterlife, and this was written by many priests over a period of about 1,000 years. So this Book of the Dead was placed in the coffin or burial chamber of those who had been deceased. So this would actually go inside during the funeral, and then there would actually be pyramid text and coffin text written on the top of objects. Now here is what the scroll that was found in 2022 looked like. As you can see, it's very old, very weathered. This is the middle of it, which actually contained all the writing, hieroglyphs that were translated, and that's how they found out what was inside. And this is how long it is. It's 53 feet long. That's huge. It also showed the deity that they worship, known as Osiris. He was shown in this exact hieroglyph sitting on a throne while wearing an Atef crown, which is a type of crown often gracing the head of Osiris. So it's found throughout Egyptian hieroglyphs that he has this hat, and it appeared in this specific hieroglyph that they were giving him offerings. And it also created a creature they worshipped called Aint, who was a deity who consumed anyone who was not worthy of being ritually restored in the afterlife. As you can see, the Egyptians did not play when it came to the afterlife, spells, and even navigating the underworld. Some of the spells that they practiced was a spell for going out into the day and living after death, a protection spell from animals, spells for opening up the west by day, and identifies the owner, the god of Horus, son of Osiris, and affirming that Osiris will triumph over any enemy. Here are some of the most interesting spells. There was another spell by a man going out into the day against his foes in the realm of the dead. So this was a spell to fight the dead. A spell for going in and out, a spell for going in and out of the west, specifically a spell for removing anger from the heart of God, and a hymn to the sun god. So here are the spells that they specifically used to navigate the underworld. There was a spell for removing foolish speech from the mouth. There was a spell for not restraining a person's soul in the realm of the dead. A spell for opening the tomb to a shade so that he may go out into the day and have power in his legs. A spell for not letting a person be ferried over to the east in the realm of the dead. A spell for requesting a water pot and a pallet. A spell for being beside Thoth, which is an ancient deity, and a spell for cursing a man to be a spirit in the realm of the dead, also allowing the deceased to use ferry boats in the underworld. The Egyptian Book of the Dead contains so much that I feel like people should know about when it comes to magic specifically. I'm gonna have to make this a part 2. If you guys enjoy this, I can make this a series for you as well. Just let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.
If you don't like somebody, and if you got an inkling that a motherfucker don't like you, don't eat lunch with them, don't eat dinner with them. Bottom line, if you eating your food and a nigga get nasty and start cursing and going all crazy, leave it right there. You see what I'm saying? We talking about atmosphere. And so we don't want to hear nothing about, okay, sister, I don't get along with you, but we gonna break bread together. No, you get ready to get fucked up. Don't eat nothing around a person that don't like you. This was in the 60s. My mother went to a hairdresser, got her hair done, came home. My father said, tell me you didn't go to that bitch's damn parlor. Said she jealous of you because she want me. And a month later, her hair started falling out. Now, it didn't fall out for long because it wasn't a magical thing, but nevertheless, it did have a reaction because she had somebody doing her hair that didn't like her. See what I'm saying? So you don't supposed to eat nothing around nobody that you don't like.
This is my point. That's European shit. The outer Africa theory, people going into the cold, tectonic plates going away. That's European description of how they came to be, which is fine for their people. I don't feel that to be true. But if that's what they want to teach their people, go the fuck ahead. Go ahead. I have nothing to do with what they do in their household.
Yeah, I think we need to do more science.
All I'm saying is black people. Black people, that's not what our ancestors taught. Our ancestors didn't. Our ancestors don't have shit to do with no ice age, no tectonic plates, no evolution, nobody going into the cold. Our ancestors said, okay, that there was a group of beings that they all identified synonymously as star people who spread to the four corners of the planet Earth and populated this planet. That is what every black culture that has not been colonized by Europeans has said, even if they never met each other. You can go to black people in America, you can go to black people in Africa, you can go to Dogon tribe, Mali, you can go to the Naga Kushites in Japan, you can go to the Aboriginal black people in Australia. Half of them have never met each other, and they all have the same creation story. So I'm going to believe my ancestors, and this can be backed up by science. Black people have 147 alien genes. We got DNA that hasn't even been uncoded yet. They call it junk DNA because they can't uncode it. So if you look at our genome and then you put it next to the story of what our ancestors said, it matches. I don't give a fuck if people say it sound crazy. It matches. But if you put what white people tell us about us in regards to the Bible and evolution, it don't match. It doesn't match. And so I'm going to believe my ancestors before I believe any of these bum-ass universities, any of these bum-ass public schools, and any motherfucking non-black person or black person who is not talking to me from an Afrocentric, melanated point of view. If a nigga talking to me from a biblical or religious or a conqueror point of view, it's a dub. Because as you can see, as you can see, whenever you ask a nigga that's a Bible lover to prove what they saying, as you can see, the answer is always, I don't know. I'm not sure. Probably.
It ain't no reason in this world to be around people you don't fuck with at this time in the world. Somebody who don't fuck with you, you ain't got no business around them at this time in the world, man. You got to realize, man, this is a wicked world and the wicked people are winning.
Cause you ain't got a lie to kick it. You ain't got a pop prescription. You ain't got to load up the stick. You ain't got to slide on niggas. You ain't got to spin the block. Cause you ain't really got no ops for real. That's just your ego trying to take over. Really, that's the one that you got to kill. Why everybody wanna be on demon time when your angels gon' rock for real? Feeling the emptiness deep inside is something the money will not fulfill.
According to the Andromedans, there were primarily 9 huge dome cities on moon, the front and the back. They housed up to 5 million extraterrestrials at one time. There was water, there was vegetation, there was everything they needed. Okay, and these covered hundreds of miles. You know, so when Richard shows you the pictures of the things, you know, the shards, so many miles tall, 9, 10, 15 miles, whatever it is, he's right. He's absolutely right. You know, but there's more. There's more. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is along the equator on the far side of the moon. This is what's left of a pyramid. There are 4 pyramids on the moon. Excuse me. Okay, now I can assure you that the pharaohs, just to practice, did not take the Hebrew or the ivory up here, build one, then bring it back and do it right in Egypt. Didn't happen. According to the Andromedans, almost all the planets in our solar system have pyramids on it. Some have more. I've asked why. Some people say they're tombs. The Andromedan perspective is that these are weights. And what they do is you put them in a strategic location, it balances the rotation of the planet. It doesn't keep it from wobbling, which means that if the ETs are there colonizing, there's no major fluctuations in weather and gravity. Gravity anomalies, as well as the electromagnetic field, which is around every single planet. It has to be balanced. That's what these are for. That's why Giza is directly dead center of the landmass on planet Earth. Next slide, please. Thank you. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, somebody else, I think George Leonard wrote this, somebody else is on the moon.
George Leonard, yeah.
George Leonard. Somebody else is absolutely living on the moon. I am told that there are 35,000 full-time human beings from Earth living on the moon. And they are Aryans by birth. Now, let me just say that one more time. They are Aryans by birth. They are Aryans by birth. You're going to have to research them, because if I come right out and say it, I'll get in deep trouble. Okay, Aryans by birth. They're not. They're also there with extraterrestrials. Between the moon and our Earth, there are 18,000 grays here. There are only apparently 2,000 real grays left. All the rest are clones. They're robots. They're organic robots. And microprocessors are grown in their head. And they are controlled by some kind of a radio frequency. Now, the Greys and the Orions also have this technology to absolutely replicate and duplicate a human being. And for those of you who are familiar with the old Dr. Beater stuff, before he was killed in a parking lot in Dallas, I would suggest you go back and re-research that information. Except he was told the Russians were doing it, and they're not doing it. It's extraterrestrials who are doing it, who are trying to undermine the free will of those of us on the surface of the planet. Because this is our home. Okay, Mars. I'm still working on more information, but I am going to show you a couple things and share things that I've been told about Mars. The first thing I want to share with you about Mars is that, again, everything we've been told about it is wrong. Mars' atmosphere is full of oxygen and ozone. In fact, the local San Diego paper on March 23rd of 1995 flat out said that in 1971 they had discovered it was full of ozone. Well, folks, you go to the library and you pull out any book that you can find on Mars, written by any scientist on this planet, and they don't say virtually anything about ozone. But it's there. We're told that its actual gravity is about 1%. Well, if the atmosphere is so feeble, then how is it that it can have 300-mile-an-hour wind storms? If the atmosphere is so feeble, how is it that it can hold water at both poles? Next slide. Let's go to the next slide. I'm sorry. At both poles. And there's water at both poles. This is water, H2O. We're told that the Martian atmosphere never gets above 129 degrees below zero. And yet, this past February or March, you had a picture from the Hubble telescope of Mars and the North Polar Cap melting. Now, I'm not a scientist, but tell me, how does water melt at 129 degrees below zero? I'm open. I'm open. Okay, apparently Mars has been inhabited off and on as a base, as a small colony, as a staging point for extraterrestrials who are exploring and leaving our galaxy to go to.
She's shaving the side of her head like that woman who drink blood. The last woman who did that was Cassie. And Cassie is gone. Cassie is P. Diddy's slave. Did y'all know that? She is his slave. Oh, yes, she is. Every time you see Cassie with P. Diddy, she got her head down. She carrying bags. She the mop-up girl. When P. Diddy want to impress him, he's bringing on, he let Cassie go down on him. He let that dude pop her in the butt, and P. Diddy sit back and masturbate while she's being ran in by his partners. Did y'all know that? I'm telling y'all some true Hollywood insider.
If you wanted evidence that there's such a thing as systemic racism, i.e. not racism that requires any individual person to have a racist attitude or behave in a racist manner, and that diversity in our professions and our leadership is really important, look no further than this study which just came out and found that black newborns are 3 times as likely to die if they have a white doctor, but that their mortality declines by between 39 and 58% if they have the black doctor. Now, why is that? Is that because black doctors are more familiar with black children, because there's greater trust between patient and doctor? We don't know, but we do need more black doctors. That would certainly help.
Somebody make it make sense to me, man. Check this out, man. How is it that we know that the people running this planet are poisoning our foods? We know that the churches aren't teaching us the right lessons, aren't teaching us how to get to God. We know that the schools are teaching misinformation. How is it that we don't do nothing about it? They took the fight away from us. All we do every day is the same routine. Wake up, go to work, come back home, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, come back home, go to sleep. Why don't we fight? Why don't we do anything about it? Somebody get in the comment section and let me know why we won't do nothing about it. Like, what's the big issue? Have we been brainwashed? Have we been brainwashed like that? Like, no fight is left in our people. Tell me why we won't do a thing about it. And that's the breakdown.
It's a lot of veterans that's messed up right now in the head and saw less than what we see in the hood. He like to over-sensationalize, oh, the military, he came from military, he crazy. Well, no, like, now I'm not finna let people sit up and paint a light on veterans like they bad people, they messed up in the head when they've gone through far less than most people actually want to talk about. You know how many traumas in the black community, but under the guise of what goes on in his house stays in his house?
Oh, man.
How many black women in our community are messed up right now, can't maintain a healthy relationship because they fucking stepdaddy touched them?
Yeah.
Miss me with that shit.
Can't talk about it.
Come on, man.
They can't talk about it.
She can't even make love to her motherfucking husband because...
Can't tell him about it. You can't even talk to him.
It ain't even about...
can't tell him.
Watch this. Her husband has to be careful how to approach her because certain positions remind her of being raped by her stepdaddy.
And he don't know that. Trump.
Come on, man. Let's stop. But see, it's good, it's fun, it's cool, it's a good headline to say, ooh, veteran, PTSD. No. Let's talk about little black woman, PTSD, molested by a fucking cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, little girl, PTSD, in foster care, molested, raped by her foster brother.
All the clouds are fake, man-made. Yep. Humans have been making them with cloud making machines, nigga, which they fill with these crystal particles. All right? That's what they've been doing. And these cell phone towers that you think cell phone towers, are actually weather-making towers. And they activate those towers, which activates the crystal particles in the cloud, which causes the planet to freeze or get cold. Because this planet was tropical. We are tropical beings. It's not cold nowhere in the cosmos, family. It's only cold in certain sections of this planet. Winter is not real. Winter is man-made. We come from a tropical planet. Understand, this planet was tropical in the beginning, before they invaded us. They come from a planet, listen, human beings come from a cold-ass frozen planet called Nirn. Alright? N-I-R-N. This is where human beings are from. This is the planet that Satan created for them. Because remember, I was telling y'all the creation story of how we created this whole universe and all that stuff, right? But then, when we created this planet called Earth, that they call Earth right now, was supposed to be a spiritual dojo for us.
You can believe you came from Africa. Some of us did come from Africa. I don't mind y'all that came from Africa being here. I just want y'all to get the fuck out the way while we claiming our shit. You can go be as unapologetically African as you want to. You can take your ass back to Africa if you want to. Just while these motherfucking natives, organic to the land, Mississippi clay dirt, Louisiana bayou, second line marching motherfuckers is getting their shit back. Just don't get in the way. You don't have to be, if you don't feel like you are organic to this land, you don't have to participate in this fight, but you do got to get the fuck out the way before you get ran the fuck over. It's not personal. This is just a family matter that the family is handling, with all of the parts of the family being involved. We don't see nobody different until they prove themselves to be different. When you prove yourself to be different, now you're going to get treated different with indifference. So the difference that you're going to be treated with is the indifference to the difference that you act with. I mean that you're going to get exactly what the fuck you earn fucking with these clans over here. Some of you motherfuckers deserve to get scalped. Some of you motherfuckers deserve to be skinned alive, packed with motherfucking salt, with alcohol thrown on your motherfucking festering, salt burning ass, and set on fucking fire to run down the street. If I've done the Andian Condor before, but the videos get sent to me, so this is what's up. It's a true dinosaur, man. This is probably flying around with T-Rex and everything, but Andian Condor has a 10-foot wingspan and can weigh up to 33 pounds, and that's a bird. Yeah, he murking you if he really want to. Jeez, do you see this thing? I mean, we did all the eagles before. We did like 3-4 different kinds of eagles. Maybe we need to start doing vultures next. That thing is enormous.
And congratulations, young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did. I'm sorry, I'm a little upset about it because Al B. Shore just came out of his coma, and I've been talking to Al, and we've been texting back and forth, and I'm just glad that he's alive to text.
Oh, wow. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. But when you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant.
Mm.
Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all...
If you're walking around thinking you're just a meat suit, this is how the illusion or the light magic is able to work, because you're not thinking about what you are at the core. Electricity and magnetism. 666. Electrons, protons, neutrons. All right. Not neurons. Neutrons. All right. So it's electrical light code lockdown, and they have misconfigured your electricity. They have your lines tangled up so that you weren't able to rise in frequency. View yourself as electricity. Even crystals are to amplify electricity. And I say this over and over and over again, and people still be asking me how to manifest shit. That's how I know you don't understand what I'm telling you. The planet is warming up because all this electricity. What happens when electricity gets to rubbing and going? It gets warmer. Plus we got souls full of photon energy. Getting warmer. They don't want to tell you that, so they call it global warming. But spiritually, we call it Kundalini energy rising. They also, because the Kundalini energy is rising, we are going through a pole shift. Because the way the planet is right now, it was never like that. We didn't have any winter. So why people in Denver like, damn, why we ain't got no snow? Because you never had snow in Denver to begin with. Well, why is snow in Hawaii? It wasn't no snow in Hawaii either. But the planet is going through a pole shift, so she waking up. She like, oh, she getting shit off her. Like, hold on. My creators is woke again. These gods and goddesses who created me are woke again. So now she can rise. And it's gonna be a little shaky. Ain't gonna be no winter, nigga. I told y'all that last year. Said last year, that's gonna be last winter last year. We ain't had winter this year. Where winter at, nigga? It's still, we done had a couple cool days, but that's not winter. I think niggas forgetting and people forgetting, because I know we got human beings watching, and we got motherfucking human beings watching, we got extraterrestrial races watching, because the internet is a galactic thing. So beings from other universes and galaxies can tune into the internet. And if you go back and watch my old lecture I did on this channel about the internet, you would know why. This is how they are able to communicate with us through the internet. They're just using their little minute technology to get the job done, to get their point across. You got a lot of bullshit on the internet, but everything on the internet ain't bullshit. You wondering how some of these pictures coming out of nowhere, some of these videos coming out of nowhere, don't nobody know where they came from, and just everybody sharing them? Who you think sending them? You damn sure know it ain't the elites, nigga, because if they had it their way, wouldn't none of this shit be coming out. Think. Let's wake up right now, not tomorrow, not the day after that, not next week, now. Right now.